Hey Print Hustlers, Luke from Printavo. I'm filling in for Bruce today because he's on his honeymoon. 2019 was a huge year for our company. We almost doubled in size. We added hundreds of new shops. We had a conference that was amazing. We visited lots of shops across the United States and we put out tons of videos and content for you guys. Some of it you might have missed, so I wanted to go back and revisit our top 10 videos from 2019 and show you the best that we've got to offer. Number 10, direct-to-garment versus screen printing. Printavo power user Steven Farag opened his shop to us earlier this year to do a series of videos about the basics of the industry.
Direct-to-garment printing is not, the cheapest. It's something that we purchased after contracting out, almost $50,000 of direct-to-garment printing. A pre-treater is going to put a coating on the shirt to make sure, almost like an underbase, so that the colors are most vibrant whenever you're going on a darker garment or you're using white ink.
Hugely popular, probably because it has a pretty amazing reveal of a great print at the end.
What the heck? Looks great.
Number 9, Campus Ink Shop Tour. Since we were in Champaign with Steven Farag at Campus Ink, we had to tour their brand new facility. It's almost 30,000 square feet. It's got 220 volt drops. It used to be an electrical manufacturing facility. It's really like the perfect find for a screen printing shop. But most of all, this video is chock full of tips for organizing your shop, simplifying your workflow, and streamlining your process. Steven Farag's specialty. Check it out.
We've renamed all of our colors, so I know we buy from, Rutland and Masdar and Wilflex, and they've got all their own names, but we just named it ourselves so that we have our own code when we talk to each other. If something's missing, it stays over on the left-hand side until it's pulled, but nothing makes it over to scheduling until it's perfect. Basically, we've got 5 racks for 5 days of the week.
Number 8, a small print shop tour. Out of Denver, a small print shop is really cool and worth spending time with. They have a super organized ink wall, a DIY skate shop right outside of their facility, and everything is dialed in like you wouldn't believe. This is a shop that's worth investigating. They've got cool boxes and a team that's tight-knit. Check it out.
Pretty much everything that comes through the shop we test ahead of time. It minimizes the downtime on the press.
We're not really in the business of selling shirts. We're in the business of printing shirts. So yeah, our garment markup is pretty minimal, just to cover, ordering extra garments for test garments, the cost of like counting in, stacking the shirts, that kind of thing. So we use a pretty minimal markup.
Number 7, Max Hellman with live printing tips from Family Industries at Print Hustlers Conference 2019. Max from Family Industries is one of the nation's foremost experts on live printing. It's kind of an interesting story how we got Max. He actually balked at this whole concept. Like, I'm not going to go to a room of 200 printers and tell them all my secrets. But we quickly realized that even if you give them the exact recipe, they're still not going to be able to do what you do.
Like we talked about, you're going to prep everything ahead of time. Make backup screens, make sure your inks are all set and ready to go. Make sure that you have power on site when you arrive to an event. Less is more. I've seen these shops bring out these full, 6-floor presses. Don't do it.
Number 6, how to screen print softer t-shirts with Mike Chong from Merch Monster. This video featuring Mike's tips for getting the softest possible plastisol print on a t-shirt is super great and really popular. But I just wanted to say that I owe Mike a huge debt of gratitude. He's been a big help to Printavo and to me personally this year. He's been able to answer all my questions about the industry, help me understand the process, and basically get me on board and running at Printavo. So for that, thanks Mike.
Hey, what's up? It's Mike from Merch Monster, and today we're going to talk about how to get a soft print on a dark colored shirt when you're printing plastisol ink. There's a couple different reasons. Reason number 1 is the type of shirt that it's printed on. Second thing I want to talk about is what kind of equipment we're using and what kind of ink we're using.
Number 5, how Superior Ink organizes their screen printing shop. Dominick Rosacci's Superior Ink has a totally different vibe and feel than any other business I've seen while I've been at Printavo. He's definitely like my favorite young entrepreneur in this space. He started as a snowboarder, as a skateboarder, and he just turned into this master screen printer. Everyone in the shop's been there for like 5 years. They all love to be clean and organized, and they love to be clean and organized because it makes it better to work there. You should really hear what he has to say about legalized cannabis, about how he fulfills orders, and how they basically maintain a super tight-knit team in Denver, Colorado. This is really great stuff, and probably one of my favorite interviews from the whole year.
Today, we're in Denver, Colorado, one of my favorite places to be, and we're at Superior Ink, Dominick Versace shop.
Like
Anyway.
Versace with an R.
Like Versace, but a little more ink and
A little less V, a little less flashy.
yeah.
And then we use like the recycled plastic bags, which is why we don't typically use these carriers, because these are not recycled plastic. So we push people against doing that. So it's very rare that we actually use the bagger. But just having like staple employees is super important. Like honestly, a lot of the time it's having your staff motivate you and trying to be a good leader and set a good example and stay motivated.
Number 4, Same Day Tees shop visit. Pete Bolsoni from Same Day Tees in Frankfort, Illinois welcomed us to his shop earlier this summer. He's got an M&R digital squeegee and has invested heavily in digital printing.
So this is a shirt we just did on our new digital squeegee. It has about 30 colors in it, so the digital squeegee works really well for this process. It's an order we're doing for a client on a 3-day rush for them.
Same Day Tees obviously relies on fast turnaround. It's a premium market, so they charge more than, say, a traditional screen printer would.
We get a lot of stuff in on the website, and it'll come in at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it'll have to ship out the next day.
They get awesome prints like this, and they've seriously invested in technology. They might be the future of screen printing. Number 3, COO Dre from Print Hustlers Conference 2019. If you don't know COO Dre, let me give you a gift. It's this video. COO Dre is the best consultant in the screen printing industry, hands down. Why? Because he will give you the clearest, simplest, and most actionable advice of anyone. You can't beat him.
So 80-20 is really a core skill that you need to learn how to develop in your business, and there are several really excellent books. One is called 80-20 for Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall.
This presentation covers everything you need to know to make more money in screen printing, and it actually comes down to a couple simple things. Check it out.
This is the key for you. The riches are in the niches. I see so many companies that want to be all things to all people because they're under the false assumption that all business is good business. You got a target. You know what you're looking for. You know the probability is there. And getting back to that return on time, the effort that you spend trying to develop in that niche is critical.
Number 2, Mike Michalowicz with Profit First from Print Hustlers Conference 2019. About a year ago, Bruce and I were sitting around the office brainstorming like who would be cool to bring to Print Hustlers Conference, and he had this crazy idea that we should bring Mike Michalowicz, who wrote the Profit First book, and I thought, Bruce, you're nuts. You are totally crazy. We can't plan an event for 200 people, and we definitely can't bring the Profit First guy, but luckily, Mike Michalowicz is the consummate professional. He gave an amazing 90-minute speech. You have to check it out, and you have to check out his book, Profit First. It is the best way to make more profit in any business, not just screen printing. Check it out.
What we're going to talk about today is how I think most of us define profit, cold, hard cash. I'm going to show you a process to ensure cold, hard cash in your bank for you to take out as a bonus when you want to. That's sales minus profit equals expenses.
Number 1, our visit to Mad Science Print Lab. The prints are bright, the music's loud, there's skateboards on the shop floor, it's totally unique, and it's a space that reminds you there's still room for art in screen printing. They're totally professional and they're never too serious. Mad Science is an island of creativity in a sea of boring conformity. Check it out.
And we actually did that's a 4-color process. Everyone thinks it's DTG, but it's not.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's water-based.
Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the customer just wanted to make it look like an old gym shirt.
And you've been doing it for, that's 8 years old.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
So everybody else is just now getting on this water-based trend.
All right, Print Hustlers, that's it for 2019. Thanks so much for coming along for the ride. It has been an incredible journey. We'll see you at Impressions Expo 2020 in January and Print Hustlers Conference in July. Keep hustling.